Welcome to I Can't Remember Shit, a memory podcast. I'm your host, Evan Barton, and every episode, me and a lovely guest take a topic of my choosing and discuss our favorite and least favorite memories related to said topic. To preserve the subjectivity of memory and to challenge our own brains, my guests don't know the topic ahead of time, which often leads us both to say, I can't remember shit. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of I Can't Remember Shit. I am so delighted to welcome the lovely Bailey Gilmore. Hey, girl. What's up?
Oh, you know, it's raining outside.
I dragged you out of bed, literally.
I literally fell asleep. I set an alarm for 20 minutes and I woke up like, who am I?
What year is it?
I had the hair roller in my bangs, but I was ready to go.
Oh, is that inspired from that one diva on TikTok that like will walk the streets of New York and with the hair bang curler in and then be like, okay, it's time for a bang reveal, and she'll pull it out and the bang will go Phoop.
No.
She's kind of iconic for that.
I need to look her up.
Yeah.
I didn't know Sabrina Carpenter because I saw because I'm like, how does she get her bangs like that?
How?
Like the volume.
Yes.
And I still am not doing something right, but I'm trying.
Well, the secret is millions of dollars of like a team, and like the maintenance is done for her. We have to do it for ourselves.
It's so hard. I'm like, when I ever make it big, that's the first thing I'm doing is hiring someone to fix
glam.
Glam. It's so hard and exhausting. By the time you're ready, you're like, I'm tired.
I'm tired. Oh my gosh. My favorite glam just knowledge fact is just that Lisa Barlow from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, she has her glam on salary. And like she will fly them anywhere that she goes, and she has spent like $60,000 just on glam.
That's iconic behavior, though.
It's kind of iconic.
That's what I need.
It's one of those things that I'm like, I cannot believe someone's making a living off of doing one woman's makeup, but like they're also probably doing other people's makeup too. Like she's just a part-time client, but she's making a killing doing that. But anyways, this is not a Salt Lake City podcast. This is I Can't Remember Shit. Bailey, what do you know about I Can't Remember Shit?
I know that you host it.
I love that. Have you caught any episodes? And you can be honest with me. I'm not offended.
Yeah. I watched it on Instagram, your little reels.
Yes. That's fun. That's like the place where I feel like it's everyone's little entry into the show. But we talk about memories here. What do you think about memories? When I tell you that we're gonna talk about memories, does it make you scared, nervous?
A little bit. When you said that, like all the worst memories popped up in my head. And I wish that I couldn't remember shit.
Yeah.
Like I wish that like stuff could just zap out of my memory. Like what is that one movie? Eternal Sunshine.
Oh yes, Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. Yes.
I wish I could do that so bad.
Well, I think the more weed we smoke, we're on our way there.
Short-term memory loss is real.
Gone. Yes.
Don't even know who I am.
And so it's funny. I mentioned weed, but like I think that it does play a role in like my desire to either like make more memories or just to be more intentional about recalling them. And so that's where this little show came from.
One day you hit the blunt, you're like, I don't remember shit.
I don't remember my name.
I gotta start a podcast so I can remember things.
Well, I gotta keep a video catalog of every conversation I've ever had. And it's going well. We've done 14 of them. So
ooh, 14 episodes?
Yes.
Okay, cute.
You're number 15, baby.
How long have you been doing it?
So this is the season 1 was back in 2020, recorded, released in 2021, and then I've been recording since October of 2024 and been releasing all throughout 2025. So maintaining it for about 4.5 months now.
Okay, look at you, Slay.
It's exciting. I know that you're also in the promoting a show and doing a new thing in town. Tell us about Dirty at 9:30.
Okay, so me and my lovely co-host, Lacey Rains. Yes. I love her so much. We are like the same person but different. We're on the opposite side of things. And I love that with our comedy style. Like we experience the same things but have two different ways to approach it.
Absolutely. So, the blonde and the brunette.
Exactly. Yes. And we're both just as feral though. So we meet in a little pyramid at the top.
Love it.
And we host and produce a comedy show every other Sunday at Club DVL downtown. Yes. And it's so fun. What kind of started that was open mics and stuff here in Tulsa are just like male run, and they're just so gross, and they treat us so gross. Like they find every way to touch you, like even if it's just a shoulder, and it's like you didn't need to do that.
You didn't need to
So
do
we were
that.
like, let's create a safe space where people can come and perform, and so that's what we've been doing. I think we've done 5 shows now.
Oh, that's awesome!
I know, it's so fun.
It's so good. I've caught one, and like you guys are hilarious.
We are. You put us together, and it's like I'm like. Anytime we hang out and we're not like working on the show, I'm like, are we running a bit right now? And I'm like, are we friends or are we just constantly running a bit?
Exactly.
Is it real life or is it a bit?
Yes. Well, and speaking of bits, listeners of I Can't Remember Shit have had your voice in their ears every episode that they've listened to.
My dirty little voice.
Your dirty little voice. You guys were definitely doing a dirty bit.
We were.
Dirty bit.
Dirty bit. Dirty bit.
Which is fun. And I'm so happy to help you guys promote the show in that
so
small way. But, you know, I think a lot of my listeners are local Tulsans that are looking for ways to get out in the community, and comedy is a growing scene. You've been doing comedy for a long time now.
Yeah, a year and a half.
I guess that's not a long time, but it might feel like it.
It feels like so long.
In comedy
like my career
years
took off too, so fast. And I'm like, wait, I'm a baby.
I'm just a
baby. Chill out.
I love it, but you're going strong. I've caught a bunch of your shows outside of Dirty at 9:30 too, and anytime Bailey Gilmore's on the lineup, you're gonna want to be there.
You're gonna want to be there. That promo we shot reminded me. It logged a memory in my brain of this one time in high school. This girl came up to me like so out of pocket, and she was like, "You should be a phone sex operator." And she was like, "Your voice is so sexy,
so sensual."
Yeah, and I'm like 16, voice. Like what the fuck? Like, okay.
She saw it for you though.
She did. She saw a future.
She was manifesting. She was manifesting that you go on a podcast one day and be peddling your comedy show. And it's
I needed to be as dirty as possible.
Dirty. I love it. What other regular gigs do you have? I know you host trivia at the Tulsan, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's pretty much it. And I just do anything Evan has going on downtown, I jump on. So, yeah.
I love it. Well, please catch the lovely Bailey Gilmore at your local comedy show here in
your
Tulsa.
Local comedy show, yes.
But let's kind of jump into the run of show here. Okay. We're gonna first start with our first memories of each other. So earlier, before we officially started, I told you that we were doing this, and you were like, so this is, you know, I'm not looking for perfect storytelling. Okay. Whatever you can come up with is gonna be fine. But yeah, I'd love for you to, if you can remember what our first memory or interaction, or maybe the first meaningful one. Okay. I won't put too many parameters on you.
Yeah. I feel like, did we meet at the club once before I met you here with Claire?
I like swear that we did, because at the time I think you had known my brother.
Yeah.
And so there might have been a interaction there, but like meeting here for the Pazzi Amor recording was the first time that I feel like I shook your hand and said, "Oh my God, I'm Evan," and like we know each other.
Yes,
all those things.
I think so too. I feel like also like in Tulsa, it's like you know everyone.
Yes.
So it's like, but I feel like our first official meeting was when I was filming Pazzi Amor with Claire.
Yes. Oh my gosh, on the Pod for Good Media Network. Check it out. We love Claire, former guest.
Little plug there.
But yeah, I mean that was like my first. I had known about you through Instagram and comedy and all those things prior to meeting you in person. But once I met you in person, it felt like I had known you forever. You have that energy, and we have had that like energy since we've interacted, where I feel like we're friends. We know each other.
Yes, literally, I'm like, that's my best friend.
Yeah,
we immediately kikied. There was no like awkward thing. It was like, oh yeah, we came out of the womb knowing each other.
Exactly. And that I think speaks to like really the quality of people here in Tulsa. There are people that are like wanting to make friends and are open to new connections, and I think you really demonstrate that by being just a lovely person. So
I love people, and I love real people, and you're a real person, you know. Like some people are like NPCs, you know, and like I'm like, where's your soul at? But when someone has a soul, I'm like, I really am just like, I love you already.
Yeah, the authenticity is something I look for in people, and I feel like I get that. There's a check in my interactions with people. It's like, are you being real right now?
You can just feel it.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Cute.
I love that. Well, and we met whenever Claire had invited you and Lacey to do episode 1 of More, which is so exciting.
Honored.
That was so long ago now. October.
Oh no, yeah.
It's been almost 7 months. And since then, we have had many interactions of seeing each other out of the club, or seeing each other out of the club, or seeing each other out of the club.
Seeing each other at a different bar.
We be out going to the club.
We be out.
I love it.
It is brat, winter, fall, summer.
I heard it's fascist winter, actually.
Oh no. I saw that on fucking Threads.
Yes.
I deleted Twitter.
Good for you.
I know.
I'm on Blue Sky.
Why?
I love that you laughed.
What even is Blue Sky?
Blue Sky is like, I think, a Twitter parallel, like exactly. I've never been on Threads. I think it's probably very similar to Threads, but like,
yeah, nothing can replace Twitter.
I agree. And people still are. People still are on Twitter.
They are.
I know that you're a Twitter lover because at your birthday party, one of the comedians entire set was reading your tweets, and it was so funny.
I used to be very known, like people would come up to me and they'd be like, "Are you Capricorn from Twitter?" And I'd be like, "No, it's not me.
That's not me."
And I'm like, "You got me."
It's fully your Abby, your headshot, your comedy photo.
Like, "Are you Capricorn?" And I'm like, "You're trying to serve me papers right now?" Like, I'm not saying anything. Yeah, I love Twitter. I forgot that it was like real. Like I would just be going through the most like manic episode and just be like live tweeting it.
Yes.
And then I would just tweet whatever came to my mind.
Because it's not real.
It's not real. It's just like out into the ether.
Except for when it comes up as material at your own birthday party roast.
Until someone gets on stage and reads all of your tweets to an audience.
Bar for bar.
Bar for bar. Just straight up reading it from his phone. And I was just sitting there like, I did say that, but everyone was laughing, so I was like, it was funny.
Everyone was laughing because you're hilarious. I am so excited to tell you about our topic for the day.
I'm nervous.
Do you have any guesses?
No guesses. Literally none.
I love that. It makes me feel really good.
Like,
because
I'm scared. Like, you seem too excited.
I'm excited because I know and you don't know. That's what's fun.
I know a secret.
I get to hold some power. I'm so excited to tell you what the topic is today. I know you don't know it, and I'm going to tell you right now. We're going to talk about vaping. And I have some reasons. It made me laugh really hard when you said, "Oh my God, I forgot my vape." As soon as you...
First thing I said when I walked in here was like, "I forgot my vape."
And I was like, "Oh my God, we need to get you one because like, we need this for the bit." So my main reason for choosing vaping is like, and I think I told you this when you asked, like, how do I choose topics or whatever, that I look for things that we have similar experiences in. And one of the first things that came to mind was vaping, because I remember at your birthday party, you, which was iconic. If you missed out on the Bailey Gilmore roast, you fully missed out.
Yeah, I came out of a casket.
And as soon as you came out of the casket, you told me and Claire that you had spent the entire hour in there just hitting your vape over and over.
Yeah, I was. Because there wasn't like a proper stage at the venue we rented. So we had to push something in front of the casket so no one could see it. So I had to be in there for an hour in this casket. So I was like, okay, I'll just
I'll just blow clouds in here for the next 35 minutes.
Yeah.
But I love it. And if you're down to go on this journey with me to talk about some vaping stories, I would love to do that with you if you don't mind.
It is deep in my heart, vaping. I've tried to quit so many times.
We've all been there, honey.
And I just don't want to.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I've quit vaping. However, I have maintained my nicotine addiction through cigarettes. So it's one of those things where I think I just had to revert to analog for me so that I could keep track of the times that I let the floodgate in of nicotine. I felt like with vaping, I was always vaping. Now that I had it, like when I had it and I was inside, baby, I don't gotta go outside.
No,
I can just hit it. I can go hit it right before I go to bed. I can wake up in the middle of the night, hit my vape, go back to sleep.
Dude, literally, I had to set a rule with myself that I would not bring my vape to bed. Because as soon as I open my eyes, I'm like, vape. Like, vape. I don't care about anything else. And then I would put it in the kitchen and I'd hit it before I go to bed as many times. And then I'm in bed just thinking about my vape. And then the first thing I open my eyes and I just run to the kitchen. I need it so bad. Or just in my sleep hitting my vape.
Yes. And you're, unconsciously, subconsciously hitting your vape. Well, let's see what we can do. We're going to dust off our memory filing cabinets.
Okay.
Dive into our hippocampuses, which is where memory is stored.
Okay.
And reminisce on our favorite and least favorite memories related to vaping.
Okay.
You get to go first with your favorite.
My favorite memory of vaping? Probably my birthday. Definitely. Just like chilling in that casket. I had DJ Foxy and DJ Sammy like playing the most like gothic tunes.
Yes, it was an experience.
Yeah.
As an audience member, I was like, wait a second, what's happening?
Yeah, and I'm just in this casket. There's like nails everywhere, so I like can't move that much. And I'm just hitting a vape, and the smoke is like coming up from the casket, and I have no idea what's happening on the outside.
We call that practical effects.
Yes,
You were setting the mood.
I joke about that every time I go into a club and there's like smoke. I'm like, I'm actually the smoke machine at Vitus.
You didn't know they don't pay me. They should.
They don't. Pay me. They don't even buy my vape.
They don't even cover my vape costs.
I think my least favorite vape story.
Wait until we get there.
Wait until we get there. Okay, halt, Bailey.
You're good. You're good. So I'm gonna essentially probe you for more.
Okay. I didn't sign a waiver.
That's true. I'm so sorry. Why do you think? First of all, can you remember what flavor vape you were hitting in your coffin?
Yes, it's called Dragon Drink Lost Mary.
Okay, this is exactly why you need to probe. Do you not think that these names are out of control? As a vapor.
As a vapor. Certified vapor.
As a certified vapor. A vaporist. Yeah.
That's cunty.
Yeah.
Vaporist.
I like that. It's just sometimes not great at the end of an adjective, but vaporist is good. But as a vapor, I'll stick with vapor. Aren't these names crazy?
Yeah.
Like dragon fruit berry punch cocktail or something like that. There's always a berry mint blast. There's like a crunch berry supreme. I don't know, like
crunch berry supreme.
They've really gone off the deep end with these vape names, in my personal opinion.
They did, yeah. Blast is a crazy one. They put that after everything, and there's so many flavors and many different brands.
Twist is a good word that they love because
lemon berry aquamarine twist.
Aquamarine. Out of Space starts playing. But yeah, I find the names are a little out of hand.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're close in age, so I think that we have like seen vape technology develop over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And so you mentioned Lost Mary.
Yeah.
Lost Mary is one of those brands that I feel like has like blown up in terms of like dominating the vape market.
I'm salivating right now.
I know. I need her. Where is she? We should be hitting a vape right now.
Why are we hitting a vape right now?
Our studio manager Josh does have one, and so we are going to, for posterity, hit a vape.
We have to. I know, like, why can't they just name it like grape or like water?
I want to hit vape. I want to hit grape.
I want to hit vape. Like you are. What are you talking about?
We just did.
You just hit a vape. I just got it. Okay, chill out.
So Lost Mary. There's also a couple of other
Geek bars.
Geek bars are big. Vapor Monster. I think I know that might be fake news. There just are. There's a lot of them. Is Lost Mary that's your go-to?
That's my go-to. I'm a regular at the vape shop that I go to.
Okay, what
vape
shop do you go to? Put us on.
It's across from Mother Road Market.
Love.
In that area. I can't remember what it's called. I actually got my car towed there once.
Towed to there?
No, towed from there.
So I need to go to the vape store. I'll get you to my car.
Yeah, my car like broke down in the parking lot and I just left it there. And they never mentioned it. It's just something we don't talk about.
Well, yes. I mean, it's lore.
It's lore. Nothing worse than like being hungover and like you're still in your makeup from the day before and you lost your vape and you go in there to get your vape.
Losing your vape is so sad. I know that's probably going to be some of our least favorite memories, but we're staying positive right now. Lost Mary is a good one. I feel like Lost Mary's. I've always tried to understand what the like actual metaphor for the brand name is. Like, who lost their Mary?
I don't think they have one. I just think they just were like.
Where did they get that name from?
Lost Mary. I don't know. Like Hail Mary. Like.
I guess.
I think they just like split words in like a generator and they just press a button and they're like, yeah, cool, that works.
I need, this is where I ask the audience for some help here. Like, someone let me know why Lost Mary is called Lost Mary. I'm sure I could just go on their website and read their brand story.
We're not going to do the work. We want you to.
I want you to tell me because I don't understand it. But yeah, I think that overall the names are crazy. Any other fun vape stories come to mind other than your birthday? I kind of stole your thunder on that one. I apologize.
It's kind of weird, but vaping's built like a community. It's like a community. Like anytime I'm like at like Vitus or like at a bar and someone has a vape, I'm just like, can I hit that? And then we like make friends. I think that's my favorite thing. Yeah. The amount of friends I make with a single vape.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can start keeping a tally.
Ooh.
I was gonna say another thing about these new vapes. I'm sound like a boomer. These new vapes these days. I think it is like insane how they have like the screens on them that show you like the rocket blasting off and your juice level on like a digital screen.
Lost Marys do that. I don't want to see how much I'm smoking.
I don't need to know. Like, I don't need to know.
There's like some that have games on them. Have you seen those?
Yes. One of the first vapes that I saw and I was like, okay, mama, this is too much. It was like as big as a brick. Like it, and then it had the big mouthpiece, and like in the mouthpiece is like where all the vape juice was stored, and like that was full and like brown. And then this guy would pull it really hard, and he could tell me like, oh, you can like change the burn setting so that like if you burn more, you pull more, which gets you bigger clouds. And he did one rip, and like we were sitting in a fucking Dodge Charger, and that entire thing was filled with vape. Hotboxed it with vape juice, which was so silly. This is like 2019.
Yeah. Did you ever, when like vapes like first came out, the like little mod things, and you like filled it with the juice? Did you ever do those? So they made such a loud noise. You walk past like the bathroom and you just hear.
So this is gonna get into my favorite memory of vapes. And so I started off vaping in 2018 at college. We have this like part of our college experience called sophomore summer where only one class, so there's freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and seniors. And when you're a sophomore, that one class stays on for the summer and all the rest of the classes are gone. So it's just that classes like reign on campus essentially. And so me and a bunch of friends were like, it was the summer in New Hampshire, which I never had experienced before. Me and my friend EJ went to the gas station and bought the Juuls starter pack. And we were OG.
It had all the flavors.
It
like
had
the mango
Juul pods were a commodity at Dartmouth.
I remember when they banned all the flavors.
It was like, I swear to God, in 9 months, like they got me onto Juul. Like I got a Juul, and EJ and I, we shared a vape. We shared custody of her.
You shared custody
because we went out together a lot of the time. It was, and he's like, I have a reoccurring like plot line in my life where I befriend a straight man that I am platonically in love with, and EJ was like, oh, I love EJ. EJ's been on the podcast, and it has like that has like always happened to me essentially, like from middle school to high school to college. I have a type. It is a man of color that loves God, but is accepting of the gays.
Oh, okay, we love.
Yes, of course they have to.
Like, doesn't want anything to do with you romantically.
Yeah, no, we are platonically like a match made in heaven. Like we get each other, we see each other, And it was always there. Like, and I was allowed to make jokes about being sexually attracted to them because they're my hot straight friend.
Yeah.
But like the hard line of sexuality was like, they're straight and I'm gay. Even if a joke was made, it wouldn't like offend him or whatever.
That's good that they were like comfortable enough in their masculinity not to be like, oh my God.
Exactly. And so I shared a vape, my first vape.
Your first vape.
With one of my really, really close friends that summer. And I think like, you know, it did low-key start a bad habit.
It's not a bad habit.
That's when my nicotine addiction started.
It's not bad, okay? What are you? My therapist, I was like, I'm going to go sober. And she was like, okay, I love this for you. And I was like, and I'm going to quit vaping. And she was like, don't do that.
Don't do that,
like,
queen.
Don't do that to the people around you. Like, that's too much.
Even she knows.
Even she knows that'd be off my rockers. Be on the side of the street. Like, let me hit a vape, please.
You got
one vape, one hit.
One of your jokes in your set is that in the zombie apocalypse, you're gone as soon as your vape dies. And that one always cracks me the fuck up because it's so true.
Yeah, I'm like, Trump, do not send me to war. You don't want vapes and Celsiuses. Like that's like all I need. Okay, maybe then I could survive. But without those two, I'm not alive.
I'm not a fighter.
A Celsius vape would go so hard though. Please make one of those.
Oh my God, I love it. But yeah, I think for me, like in the same way you kind of mentioned like community, like vaping was something I started like with someone.
That is cute, yeah.
And it was a like, you know, we took really good care of her. I think we had a nickname for her. We called her Juul. And we had put like little bedazzled.
I was going to say, did you bedazzle her?
Yeah,
that was like a big thing. People would like decorate the Juuls because they were like easy to decorate.
Well, and this was before like the sleeves and like all the customization like really happened. We like actually just like found some fucking like Juuls from like a Michaels or whatever and put them on our little vape. And then I mean, we had such a great summer. I think about like sophomore summer and college is like one of the most fun experiences at college, except for the fact that I failed organic chemistry and that was horrible. Oh my, like, why did I take that?
Organic chemistry?
Yeah, I thought I was going to be a doctor. I really wanted to help people.
Aww,
and I still do help people.
You do. You help people yap?
Yes, I am a connector of people and opportunity. That's what I've rebranded as. Or not even rebranded. I just like solidified myself in. I think the whole like, I don't know, that was literally the only low moment of like that summer. I discovered vaping. I joined a dance group. I joined a gender inclusive Greek house that was like my community. And
you were in a frat?
It was a gender inclusive Greek. It was called the Tabard, and our letters were Sigma Epsilon Chi, so SEX. And we were like the queer POC, predominantly like femme and all of those things, for like fraternity, if you will, but like it wasn't explicitly just men or whatever. Okay. So we were the cool kids on campus, low key.
I bet. Where did you go?
This is in New Hampshire at Dartmouth College. Okay. So way up in the Northeast, but love that community. And like I don't know. I hate to say that like we put people onto Tabard, but like we joined Tabard and then Tabard became like cool for like the rest of the campus. Then everyone wanted to be a Tabard, but
did they all want to vape like you?
Exactly.
Cool like
everyone vaped.
If you join, you have to vape.
You could go down the hall and knock on doors and be like, do you have it? Can I hit your vape? Like that was the culture. Or do you want to smoke? Do you want to smoke? And like that was always a yes from anyone in the house. But yeah, my favorite memory related to vaping is just it was a mechanism for me and a friend to get closer. Yes. And I really love that.
Community. Let's all get a brain high together.
Let's talk about how vaping makes us feel. Which I mean, like I meant that low key, like as a rhetorical question, but like I do like the nicotine high. It works.
And with stress.
Yes.
That's what I say, but I don't know. Maybe it's the stress without it. But like I'm gonna Lacey,
but when you have it, you're not without it.
Yeah, exactly. Lacey got me like nicotine gum.
Oh yes, I've tried that
and
before.
I hate it so much.
I don't even know what the flavor is trying to imitate. Nicotine, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just thinking about it. I just like my lungs to be filled with fruity air that burns a little bit.
I mean, I'm filled with fruity air,
feel
so it's pretty good.
Fruity air. I'm filled with fruity air. The dues at your fraternity was just mango pie.
Yes, that was such a fun time, and we love it. All right, Bailey, let's do the dirty part of this, which is talk about our least favorite memories relating to vaping. So if you're in your hippocampus, which is where memory is stored, and you take a left, you fall down into the memory dumps. And that's where we are. Okay. We're in the dumps talking about the bad stuff.
Okay, so, sometimes you lose your vape on a night out. It happens. And sometimes the universe grants you with a gift. All right. And that is a vape on the club floor when the club's closed.
And the light shines on it.
And you're like, ground score. And then, so that happened to me one night. And then I got COVID.
I love that term. Oh, sorry. I interrupted with like the punchline.
So fast.
I was like, oh.
Ground score. Yeah. Ground score, COVID pipeline.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Where paint the picture.
So like, I feel like I'm a sponsor woman for Vitus, but it was that same Vitus. And my boyfriend's a DJ there. So I like stay after him and found a ground score. I was like, yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Hitting that all the time. People are like, that's kind of gross. And I'm like, mind your business.
Do you like, what you grabbed it and did you wipe it off?
No. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't.
I know. See, hindsight is always 2020 with that.
I learned a lesson, and I was drunk. I wasn't thinking about it.
No.
All I cared about was putting something in my.
Yes.
No. As I was saying that, I was like, "Wait, hold
on." We're getting at something that I think is at the heart of this discussion is the fact that like I have been told. Have you ever heard of the album by Shakira called "Oral Fixation Volume 2"?
No, but I want to listen to it now.
It's the one that has "Hips Don't Lie" on it.
Oh, I love "Hips Don't Lie."
So such a great song. That album name exposed me to the term oral fixation. Do you know what oral fixation is?
Yes, because that's what people have said. Sam He's all the time. He's like, you need one of those fake vapes because you just like want to put something in your mouth.
I know we're being silly like kids, like laughing. Oh my God, you said you want to put something in your mouth. But I think it's true.
Should we get pacifiers? Like
exactly.
That,
I'm like, it's an adult pacifier, low key.
Low key. I feel safe.
I'll shut up if you just give me my thing.
That's me. Every time I try to quit, Sammy's like, just get one.
Just get one.
Like a rabbit hole in the vending machine. Like, get out of there.
Oh my God, vape vending machines. A step too far.
Until you need it.
Until you need it. Exactly.
You think you're like, and then you need it. And you're like, thank you.
Oh my God. But I think oral fixation and like the psychology of that has manifested in my life in many ways. And I think it also like it is the justification for why a ground score vape is like actually a plausible thing that can happen to people. Like,
yeah, it's very relatable.
I want it, and like I don't have an issue putting things in my mouth, so like I will put a vape that I found on the ground in my mouth.
I'm not the only one to have done it. Okay, if you're watching this and you're like, ew, nasty, take a look in the mirror.
Exactly. I'm right there with you. I've done something very, very similar. Speaking of like my Dartmouth silly days, I used to go to like fraternities' basements and like drink. I would like mix the drinks together and that were like leftovers that people had left there.
Like a potion. Yeah.
Pills and potions. But yeah, because I felt like I was a bottomless pit that could accept all alcohol's consequences. And I didn't want to waste the liquid or the liquor.
You're an eco-friendly queen.
Exactly. Yes. No waste. This frat already has enough waste. I'm just reducing, reusing, and recycling. Using my gut biome.
Right. Like, am I just going to throw away that vape and it's just going to end up in the landfill not used?
With juice still in it?
Still in it? So unethical.
So unethical. And the other thing that I struggle with on the oral fixation side hence getting nails done, is that I'm a nail biter.
Have you
connected any dots between vaping and nail biting for you, or is that not the case?
I was never a nail biter. I'm a nail picker. Like I pick at my nails. Never a nail biter. No, I didn't even have a pacifier when I was little.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like nothing.
See, and when I come out as a nail biter, people always judge me.
No, thank you for being able to feel comfortable enough to tell me you're a nail biter.
Of course. It's one of those things that like I know that I have anxiety. In fact, we all have anxiety. Inside Out 2 told me that we all have anxiety. But I think that my anxiety manifests in a couple of physical ways in the way that I like process it and deal with it. And like nail biting is absolutely one of those like undeniable things. And it's all an oral fixation. Like I'm okay putting my nasty, dirty hands that have been in the world all day in my mouth. And that, you know, as soon as you say it like that, it starts to sound like a bridge too far.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm sure that same thought went in your head when you picked up the ground score.
When I got sick, I was like, wait, it was actually someone else being like, you just picked it up off the ground.
They held up the mirror.
They did, yeah. It made me think. I was like, well, like, yeah.
Well, what did you learn from that experience?
If you're gonna pick up a vape off the ground of a club, like use some sanitizer.
Can you sanitize it?
Because I probably will do it again.
I will reduce, reuse, recycle. Our planet is burning. We must do that.
We must, yeah. It is your job to vape the vapes that were left on the ground. For the person who left it, if I lost my vape, because I've done it so many times, I hope it went to a good home.
Exactly. Absolutely. Or it got stolen, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like my vape had gotten stolen a lot of times, especially at like college. And then when I was vaping a little bit here in Tulsa, I was like, I can't take my vape anywhere. These bitches want it.
No, I would have to check my friend's pockets sometimes. I have this one friend, I won't name her, who's gonna watch this and be like, she's talking about me. I would literally, she'd be leaving my house and I'm like, vape. I'm like, where's my vape? There have been too many times where it's in her pocket. Just because, you know, it's like we all want it.
Well, and you are sharing. You're open to a share, but like
you
can't take it home with
you.
you.
Give it to me because I'm gonna lose my mind.
Check it at the door.
I'm just batting everyone down.
Literally. So now, Bailey, I'm gonna share with you my least favorite memory.
Okay,
vaping.
Just like don't like shit on my girl vaping. Okay.
No, not at all. I think that like my least favorite memory is trying to quit and successfully quitting because I don't vape anymore. Like I don't have one. I don't own one, and I don't like. I did just hit one. I know.
Kat, didn't we just see him?
I know. I smoke cigarettes now. I smoke cigarettes now.
Yeah, we can tell you.
Literally. But I will say, like, there was a time in my life when I moved back to Tulsa, where like pandemic, wasn't seeing a lot of people, wasn't really able to like go out and build a community the way that we are now. I realized that a lot of my like habits from college didn't translate to the real world when I moved to Tulsa. And some of those habits were, drinking 240s and hitting my vape while like playing video games and listening to a podcast. Like I was extremely overstimulating myself to the point where like that was when I felt the most normal, was when I was doing too much.
Yeah.
And so I remember what the vape that I had at the time was, it was a grape vape.
Grape, just grape, no
just
crazy
grape,
name.
no crazy name, and it was little, tiny, and white. I think I got it at like Cloud Chasers or whatever. Ooh. We love Cloud Chasers. I still get my blunt wraps from there, and it was like January of 2021. It was a New Year's resolution for me to quit vaping, and I did cold turkey. And what I decided to do instead of vaping was that I was going to smoke weed. And it's one of those things where like, as soon as I start to be like vulnerable about it, I start to sound crazy. I start to sound addicted. I start to like have all those dark thoughts that like I, am working on not feeling, because I don't want to ever, I think about substance use I think about it a lot, because it is something that is in my family, regardless of how I choose to interact with it on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
But I also am trying to be cognizant of my interactions with substances on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
There's sometimes I get uncomfy with the fact that I do smoke weed as often as I do, or I do drink alcohol as often as I do. And so at that time, I felt like I was doing like a lot of things in an abundance. And so I felt the need to scale back at a certain point. And so I did. And the reason why it's my least favorite memory and not something I'm like championing and saying that everyone should do, I'm not telling you to quit vaping. I'm not telling anyone to quit vaping. For me, that was the reasons why I tried to stop. And there was one time in, this was like January of 2021, my partner at the time had just moved to Tulsa, and we were at my dad's house, and my cousins had come over, and they had like just had a baby. And I was in the middle of like withdrawals from no nicotine from going cold turkey. And I felt like a crazy person. You've felt withdrawals before, right?
Yeah.
They're like, no joke.
No, you're not the right person in the mind, and you're just angry over nothing.
And I got sick from them.
No.
It was like I felt like I was in a constant state of panic, and I was lightheaded from what I was. And I honestly, looking back, I couldn't tell if it was a withdrawal or if I was just having a panic attack for a really, really long time.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of both. And, you know, in some ways it was helpful for my brain to be like, they're withdrawals. I'm not actually having a panic attack.
Yeah.
And then later on I was like, I think I was having a panic attack, not so much withdrawals. All of those things. Because I didn't feel like I was vaping too much to need or to have withdrawals or whatever. But it was all these things. And so the reason that's my like least favorite memory is because I was so sick from like those withdrawals that I didn't even go downstairs and like see my cousins and their baby that they had just brought over. And like at that time, like I would have introduced them to my partner, my first like long-term partner that I had, that I was like, we're in it. And like my family that was visiting are pretty religious, and I had grown up knowing them to be very religious and loving God, and they still are to this day, but they also love me and like accept me. And so I like essentially robbed myself of a really affirming experience with them by having vape withdrawals and an anxiety attack.
So deep.
Yeah, I sometimes like I have like things that I can point directly to and all those things. So it's a little, when I say the dumps, we're in the dumps.
We're in the deep end.
But I've absolutely come around to a lot of things with that. And again, I don't want this to seem like a condemnation of anyone in their substance use. In fact, I still am, I just had a vape and I'll do it again. But for me, I think I've identified it as like, I can't buy myself one. And I won't accept it as a gift.
Yeah. As a gift. I will accept it anytime as a gift.
I think for me, that's where I'm at with it. Because I'm in therapy talking about substance use like with my therapist, because although I don't necessarily see myself as like an addict or like we've done some of the work to like identify myself as like dependent on some substances. I think the substance changes depending on moods and times of years and all of those things. But like, it felt good for me to cut one out that I knew was like detracting from who I was.
Yeah.
One final not least favorite member, but one final thing that was wrapped up in that decision was that when I was vaping, I felt like it was fucking with my appetite. And that was not something that I needed, because I had developed an eating disorder in college. And it was probably because I was vaping. And so once I kicked vaping, I do feel like it allowed me to explore coming out of that a little bit more. And I feel like it was a healthy decision. So
that is healthy. I feel like too, like with substance abuse and like things like that, like vaping isn't like to the extreme of that, but also like be gentle with yourself. Like the world is hard right now. It's so hard. Absolutely. And if hitting someone's little electronic cigarette
takes the edge off,
stress. Yeah. But I also understand having that boundary of like, I can't own one myself because I will take it too far. Yeah. That's like me with a gun. I'm like, I can't. Like, what one bad morning. Like I can't. Like I think they're cool. Yeah, you have fun, but I can't own one myself.
Don't even gift one to me.
Don't gift one to me. I love gifts. Don't give me a gun.
No, it's exactly right. I mean, I think that I am someone that focuses on introspection a lot. I'm kind of doing a self-assessment of myself at like certain junctions in my life. And I was ready to make that decision when I did. And, you know, I can't say that it's one of those things that like I said, I will hit a vape. I have owned a vape since then, but I came back around to like that boundary being the right boundary for me in the beginning, you know? So like I just followed through with kind of something that I said I was going to do.
And that gives yourself security, like having that boundary, like I will not own one again.
Yes.
I'll be hitting it, but I won't own it.
And I will buy my cigarette.
I feel like one time I tried to quit and I was like vaping and I stuck it in my tea. I was like playing The Sims and I was like, now's the moment. And I stuck it in my hot green tea and it's like smoking and stuff. And I'm like, okay. And like 5 minutes go by and I'm digging through every drawer and like looking for them. I've dug vapes out of trash cans, like my own vapes that I've thrown away, not like other people's vapes.
You out there being a good Samaritan, throwing it away?
I'm like in the dumpster looking for vapes. That's taking it too far. If you're doing that, you're doing it too far.
Literally. Well,
it's like it brings me joy and it releases stress.
Exactly.
And there's a community around vaping.
Exactly. We talked about the positives. We talked about the negatives. Like again, not a condemnation, just a boundary. And, you know, I am appreciative of vulnerability in conversations like this because it is something that I have lots of friends that vape and and don't judge your friends for their stress relievers. Like it's a little bit of like, I am only speaking from something that's worked for me. And I would love to encourage people to do the work to find what works for them. And even if they don't do the work and are just still themselves, we love them through it, all those things. So
and when you judge people and you make it bad, then people hide. It just becomes rather than just being accepting and just being, and then eventually they're like, hey, actually, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't breathe.
Yeah.
You know? It's just all about boundaries for yourself. Like I don't bring mine into the bedroom.
Yep.
I bring a lot of things into the bedroom.
Exactly.
A vape is not one of them.
A vape is not one of them.
I was hooking up with a guy one time and I hit my vape during it.
Well,
maybe I have a problem.
No, I don't think so. Like if a guy has a vape while we're hooking up, I'm gonna hit the vape.
I'm like, can I hit it? And they're like, yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm like, no, the vape.
I love it. I love it. Well, Bailey, we did the memory dump part of this whole thing. I have one final question for you. What do you want to make more memories of?
My goal this year was to see more live music. I feel like I'm such a baby when it comes to live music. Live music can just really change your mood. And I love music and I love the storytelling with music. And I cry all the time. Like when I'm like seeing music, I'm always around music. I'm always at the club.
I'm always at the club. Yeah.
And it's just such a distraction from like life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so that was like my goal is like make more memories this year, like around music, sing more live music with my friends.
Oh, amazing. Okay. Well, what do you have coming up? Are there shows?
I'm not doing good at it.
That's okay. I love music too. So if I think of some concerts that we can go to, I can give you a couple right now. Okay. Big Ride. We should go to Big Ride in June. This is the Saturday music festival event that happens during Tulsa Tough.
Yes, because they do like, is that like the food thing too, or is that Big Bite?
Big Bite is coming up in like 2 weeks, and that same company does Big Ride in June. And last year and the year before, last year they had Girl Talk, which was really fun, and the year before
I heard about that.
It was like sports and Ghostland Observatory and like all those things. Such a fun time. Like Tulsa doesn't have a music festival. Well, I mean, we have Neon Prairie actually.
Yeah.
So we should go to Neon Prairie.
We should. I know. I'm the worst about being like, I'm like, especially like waitressing, and I'm like, oh, what are you guys in town for? And they're like, a concert. And I'm like, I didn't know about that. Like,
we should go to Big Bite or Big Ride, and then we should go to Neon Prairie, and then oh my God, Tate McRae. Are you a tater tot?
I love tater tots.
So she's going to the BOK. I got tickets.
Oh my God.
In October. So
oh my gosh, October?
It's like right before Halloween.
Okay.
On the 29th. So save up some money and let's go to freaking
That would
Tate
be
McRae.
so fun. We would wear the cutest outfit.
Oh my God. And I'm living for her right now. So
she's such a like Britney Spears performer.
Yes.
I didn't know that she was on Dance Moms.
Yes.
I was a huge Dance Moms fan.
I don't know if she was on it. There's one show, or there's one, the girl Mackenzie. There's a dancer named Mackenzie. Ziegler. Maddie Ziegler.
Her sister.
Maddie and Mackenzie. Maddie like loses to Tate at like many of the shows. So they like mention her name when they do the results, but I don't know if she's like a kid and her mom does it.
Yeah, I think I went on like a TikTok deep dive one day, and I think it was just she was like a competitor in another group that they like competed all the time, because there was like all this like she's better than Maddie, and then all the pictures of like Maddie crying.
That Dance Mom show is insane.
So
but let's do some shows. I love music. I love concerts, and I think experiencing it with your friends is such a good goal.
It is, and it just pulls you out of the moment. Yes, absolutely. And you leave just so happy. I love music.
It's transcendent. It's a universal language. That's why I love music.
I know. Vitus Versaries tomorrow night.
We're going.
No, yes, you are. Okay, I'm like deciding. I have this leather red dress.
Oh,
but
cute.
The zipper's broken. So
make it work.
I know. And then I also have this like white dress that's like see-through, so it's like butt cheeky. And then I thought about heels, and I have like these devil earrings. I don't know. I'm gonna be a slut either way.
Yes.
And I'm just so excited. Sammy's playing.
I know. I'm excited. We're gonna go. I gotta like plan my little cunty outfit.
Yes.
Bailey, thank you so much for doing this.
So fun.
I'm so glad. Tell all the people where to find you if you want them to find you.
Yes, my Instagram is basically Bay, or if you just look Bailey Gilmore. I deleted Twitter, so I'm on Threads now, and that's about it. I've kind of gotten off social media lately. I tried TikTok. I just am scared of the bullies. I can't handle it. I worry about that with my career, like my comedy career. I'm like, as soon as there's a Reddit page about me, take away my phone.
Yeah.
Like, I can't deal with.
You need a community manager.
A community manager. I talk to about my friends all the time. They're like, why don't you post? And I'm like, I hate it.
Yeah.
But when you're like a public figure, and also it's just being vulnerable. I think the fakeness of social media sometimes.
I agree. You can be fake on social media, or you can be real. I think it's a choice.
Yeah.
And, just be like, for me, I only at this point post what I want to post when I want to post it, and I don't put any pressure on myself to do anything different, because it would immediately take away the fun of it.
Yes.
I post on my story when I want to, and I post on my grid whenever I want to, and it is for me. It's not for people to demand anything from me or whatever. So.
And you can see the vulnerability and the authenticity of it all, and then you find your people who relate to you.
Exactly. I love it. Well, Bailey, thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for listening to this episode of I Can't Remember Shit. Bye.